Another Thursday brings another update to the unemployment number, which has been rising rapidly during the pandemic. That's another 2.4 million workers filed for jobless benefits last week, according to government reporting, bringing the total of new claims to more than 38 million in just 9 weeks. And you can see here what those past few weeks have brought. That chart is now unreadable in any way, especially on mobile, because of the effect of the last 2 months or so. And so the new claims are they're lower than we've had in recent weeks, so that's good. But they're probably lower because so many people have been fired that they have been brought into the system over the past 2 months. So still horrid numbers.
Yeah, when you look at them, I mean, you look at what this administration has done, that one disease, I shouldn't say this administration, that this pandemic has done to Obama's strong job numbers. It's astonishing.
Yeah. Just
see what I did, John? Do you see what I just did?
I was trying to move on.
Glossed over it.
Yeah.
You want to talk about sports again?
I do. You know what I'm curious though is when we see these unemployment numbers per capita relative to what? That's what I would ask. Anyway, yeah.
But the serious side of this for 1 second is what the plan can be to get these people back to work, because it's not just going to happen with the end of the pandemic. And that is going to be the crux. You know, the president loves talking about the stock market when he talks about the economy. Voters don't talk about the stock market. They talk about jobs. And that's what the president is up against in this campaign now, is that he is going to have to create language that explains what's going to happen here. It's becoming increasingly difficult for him to do it. And you see it in the national numbers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And when you look at that, 38.6 million, think about sitting down with any random one of those individuals and hearing
actually.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Okay, so think about speaking to another one.
Right.
And what that looks like, and the fear and uncertainty you must have about even the near future, let alone the long-term effects of that. And it's just piled up, tens of millions of people. And so it's possible that this was unavoidable, that if you're going to have, shelter at home orders across the country for even the couple of months that we did, that this was going to be unavoidable. What you can do, though, is help those people. And, everybody theoretically got $1,200, although I know a lot of people have not. I never did. I never got anything. But anyway, supposedly some people did. That was a one-time thing. So great. They should be good for the next year or so. What you did have was the enhanced unemployment benefits. That was one of the best things targeted at the billionaire class that they've done. And so, of course, as these numbers continue to go up, the unemployment numbers, there are apparently few plans to continue that. And in particular, Donald Trump, remember, right-wing populist, he reportedly opposes extending the weekly $600 boost in unemployment benefits past July 31st, citing 3 officials familiar with the remarks. The Washington Post reported on Tuesday that Trump expressed the opposition at a private lunch for Senate Republicans. So again, the one thing helping regular people who are hurting the most economically from this. And remember, all the Republicans are saying every day, Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson, all they're saying is we have to end the lockdowns because people are hurting economically. What? Increased unemployment benefits? No, we got to get rid of that. That's too expensive.
Right.
Screw them. Screw them for losing their jobs. They can die in the streets. I don't care. And Trump is right there with them. The populist guy, no. Cut off the one benefit. We need to get immunity for businesses who might be sued by their workers. That's what we need. Again, populist.
Yeah, right. And there's no original thinking coming out of the federal government or from leadership. But, there is a conservative, Josh Hawley, the conservative senator from Missouri who beat Claire McCaskill last time out, is talking about taking paychecks and having the government honor some of those paychecks at a certain percentage. Mm-hmm. And you're getting ideas. They're not all fluid and they're not all good. And even that is terribly flawed and geared toward business as well. But I will say that the thinking around it is just so black and white. Let's stop these benefits. Let's get these benefits going. There's no nuance to it at all. And I think that that's going to hurt the president. You ask what people are fearful of. Anecdotally, I know that the fear is, when are people going to start hiring again, right? People don't know that. And there is no kind of guidance coming from the federal government on this. I blame Democrats as well for this, but there are no answers either. But there isn't even a system in place to help people understand that or hold their hands through it financially. And that's going to hurt the president.
Yeah, and as of right now, that path he's traveling down, he does have allies. Mitch McConnell promised House Republicans on Wednesday that the beefed up unemployment benefits enacted earlier this spring will not be in the next bill. He says, he just wants to wait and see what happens with the spending that's already been allocated. Yeah, and he says more aid may be necessary. He doesn't say specifically to who there, but he said that the $600 weekly boost in unemployment benefits won't continue. He's made that vow previously. So the two most powerful Republicans in DC apparently agree that that was a thing that we did for a limited time, and we're not going to do that. We're not going to do, weekly, UBI or anything like that. Regular people are just out. Because the thing is, we were talking before about trying to imagine the personal anguish of each individual that's lost their job. If you care about the workers, 38 million more unemployed is a devastating thing. But when you look at it from the point of view of business, having tens of millions of Americans that are desperate for literally any job at any level of pay or lack of benefits, that's not the worst thing that you could imagine coming out of this. And after all, they do want the economy to come back, but not just any kind of economy. There's particular types, particular formulations that they would really prefer. And this pandemic, while it's been devastating for some people, theoretically, if you're trying to gobble up real estate, or if you're trying to get workers at much lower levels of pay, not the worst thing in the world that's ever happened to you in your business plan.
No, but most businesses rely on the ability of the American people to spend money too. And if you don't have that, then you're in a really precarious situation, even as a business person, which does the playing field's never level, right? We know that, but it does help to level it somewhat. It works toward level, but it's not ever going to be level.
Yeah, you're right. That's true.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.